This day 718, the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. This sponsor comes share more the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. Please come me directly. Very greatly appreciated. We're doing Siman Tov Mem Zayin at Sif Tez Vav to Sif Tez Zayin. What did I say? Mem Zayin Tez Vav till you test. Okay. Test Vav. V'hayesh Lokim. If you're right, the mind she's battle with Tir and Bachar Kadishim, Choyz and Air. Those who argue about the Choyz and Air of Chametz on Pesach, they bring evidence from the Gemara Brachos, which says that water which was nullified in brine, if there's more water which comes into the pot, the water awakens. And if it was batel in the tumor before, it reawakens and brings the tumor back. But in Isser, there's true also in terms of Isser, just like it's true about Tuma, which goes to Tesis Shom. Came first period to Yordes, he meant like this. This is Bato prohibited something which was nullified. Shishim Connector, which had 60 corresponding to it. The Tvasim Agra Mina Isser Rishon, then more is added from the original prohibited substance. Chayzim and air. It wakes up again. Loshna mean b'miyah, doesn't matter if it's the same type, or different type, including ben lachli yavish. It doesn't make a difference if it's a wet mixture or a dry mixture. They know that it's been assigned alonada, whether the mixture became known before the additional substance was introduced or not. Here's not any of the adimim. Shulchan says, I reject, I don't understand the comparison. The B'Sham is Vasef Isser, their prohibited substance was added. Habachaloni is Vasef, here nothing was added. Vim Toima Dagos has man Havikosef, and you can say, alum this, that the fact that Pesach came is like an additional amount, which Samnu, come, Sofa, Rekman is Bato, but whatever is there was already Bato. Zeldom Mamish Mashkos of Yoredea, this is exactly something that it says in Yoredea, Sham Kizais Chelev, Shenofal. Sorry, Zayis of milk. Shenofa Mayim, which fell into one of his bottles, she was nullified in 60. And then some of this water fell into a pot of meat mutter. It's misla api shem babasa shishim negachov. She's bottom Mayim, even though there isn't 60 in the meat corresponding to the milk which was already nullified in the water. Ayin sham. Chanami here too. I feel no my dagos as marav because there's seven sister. Even said that the coming of the time Pesach is like an addition, adding in more prohibited substance. Also, my boss vade who is sir. There the meat is definitely also. Definitely be isser, I guess, specifically the milk. Come on, never escape. She finds battles. Since the milk is nullified, it's nullified. Here's the comments. It's nullified. It's nullified. And for sure, Chmarna becomes negative tracer. We say it's explicitly that the comments were not machir by comments were in the other Yisurim, except for this Nakuda of Mashu. Becomes a beta only in terms of the quantity. Let's say the Vatel lo b'shar varim, not in other aspects. Bracket says here, Bosim Hema Mordechai. 19 Test sign. Vosim Amr Otam. Those forbid. Let's give him another reason. The Koda Peso Sharabito Cloud. They say for Peso you can't nullify Chometz. So the way down to his man Isser, it's not Osir yet. The battle is Surim. Chometz is not Isser for a Pesach. But down the Shari assume it's not like the other Isurim. Isser on Mikvar was already prohibited substance there. Beneath battle, it's nullified. It's here you can't nullify something which is not yet Osir. Shagain Kant, Loya Isser Shnomash battle. There's nothing also that we should say it's cancelled. It's not Rav Yah. It says, "Oh, sure, many maybe not one. I don't understand this either." The BK Arab Pesach Shoshi says, "Because Arab Pesach came the 6th hour. Here's my Isser. The time it came this Bata B'Shishim. Then this is before nightfall Pesach. It's Bata B'Shishim because Pavnu. Like we wrote, being loaded to the Zu, unless this opinion holds, the Gam Arab Pesach it's a Mashu. The Arab Pesach comments is Zasa Mashu. But on but we don't hold that way. But on the contrary, Adrab Hak Shalom. Years man Isser, when the time prohibition has not yet come, Adit Fei, it's better. Time or Kaimon Biradeh or Shom. That's why you're there, the chola butter of mine, that the milk is nullified by the water. Also, and the meat does not then answer it when it's the mixture of water and milk falls into the meat. This is batel because it's going to nullify, but old way Isser before there was an Isser problem. Mordechai Shem Bisha Be'otam V'Riva Sefer Truma Pasuk Shein HaChoyz V'Neir. So all those poskim passing the comments is not Choyz V'Neir on Pesach. Once it's Batel, it's Batel. It's Avral Paltoy Goyen. Rav Yochanan, only Rav Yochanan argues. Rav Yochanan Negarabi, he's an individual against the majority of poskim. But furthermore, the came the Isa Indian Amra poskim couldn't Pesach but the Shishim. Besides, what good would it therefore do if you said just to say that on Erev Pesach it's Bata Shishim? If it's just I can't wish I told her she get Pesach there say when Pesach comes us again. So until the Marlin and Lachlon Kadam Alayla. So you would have to say it works well to eat it before nightfall. My name is Shot. She's not alive from the 6th hour till nightfall. And so it would be astonishing. We're talking about that window of time. My name is Steve Zion. We're not allowed to eat anyway. The day of Suhech Motzani, the day of Magdala Bashur and Matzah Pesach. So this is how we find a way to cook matzah on Pesach. There must be several kernels of wheat which fermented and were leavened. Elshis Batu must be there a bottle. Ashlim the Bashur Pesach, and if Chozim in this case, so it would be Chozim on Pesach. So of course don't eat kabraks. No, but that's not what Arukh HaShulchan says. Yeah, should be really good. 9 kabraks because we're afraid that some of the grain which came flour already was chametz. So definitely the primary law is that the Issur does not wake up again just because it becomes Pesach. Because Vader Rishon B'Stam B'Shim B'Shim Yesh Chokim. Right, so the first opinion as without attribution, we don't say this Choyz V'Neir thing, and the second opinion he writes like some argue, well, of course we not follow some argue against the Stam Halacha. Back as he says, Oshinogim, Api Akros Ramak Moshi's born. But the meaning is like the Ramah, as we shall say in the next see in the next sif. Going back to the Rav Yo's evidence in the Dorim, if you dunk in the mikveh, tell me vessel to make a Torah, Docha Grob, whatever that right is, it's not clear here. Docha Grob, if you cut in the Chavav, Damalab, have you must come to Lefach, Hain Sham, same we are there, some inside this, we make Chalav, have a tube tape, we do cocaine. Important for us. Yud Zayin, Kosa Rabbein Ramah. The Ramah writes the Nogin Kasvachi Shoyne B'Chol Tarevashu Lach B'Lach. Now we don't say Chozim in here whenever the mixture is a wet one. But if you have a dry thing which got mixed up, or you should be concerned with the mixture going passion of aliyain, such as when bread fell into wine. Even though it's taken away to Osam Pesach, maybe there are crumbs left. The nice in time of Pesach, and they're giving the chametz taste on Pesach itself on Kol Nishon. End quote. Before Muchar from here, it's clear that he holds Afilu Man is feeling Chayim and Eil that away awakens again. Eil B'Dovo Shalma Moshus. It's only something which has substance. Come out Harovish Sheichar B'Yain, a mixture of beer and wine. Ablias Tam Chametz that absorbs the taste of chametz Gamdeus Umoda Sheina Chayim and Eil. Doesn't wake up again. Fize Yisboru the Zesha Manoj is about to go to Pesach. Hana B'Blias Atam. That was they say going to say well. I would say it's negated and nullified for Pesach. It's in terms of it absorbing the taste. And if he's a mashkasan, the chamimus the tiny golas. We talk about heating up the fowl after the FOWL. After you remove the wheat from it, the dairy shem mutzah first opinion is permissible. Ain't okay. No, it's not true. The tam ba'ama mode kam deyasu shein chayzim in air. Every opinion holds that it was just tam ba'alma. It's not substance. It's not chozim. It doesn't wake up again. Those out to eat the bread which fell to wine by straining out the. Not sure you're straining out here. I guess the wine is mutter strain out. Yeah, wine is what the strain out. Right? What Mishparas. The 16 the wine opposite the chametz in the grain. That's only if you strain it before Pesach. Pesach is something you can't strain on Pesach. You should not strain Pesach. Even didn't find crumbs on the strainer, it's also usher because maybe there would be crumbs and they can't be dissolved in water. In Pesach, I'm not sure what that point is. Back to Arukh HaShulchan. V'chein mashka ava. It's a thick liquid, viscous. Lomanisina doesn't work to strain. Ishmael lomanisina. Some people say strain doesn't work altogether. Shemish dakimot. It's a very small, tiny piece of comments. Shiyotzim derech nikvenim says that go out through the holes of the strainer. It's a task. Vein hikar. Arukh HaShulchan rejects that. Lomanach mir b'chashashes ha'chaykois. Why should we see machir with distant assumptions? Mashikrat imutagami and with something which is going to strictly level permitted altogether. Even according to the suspicious, because it's butter before Pesach. The advice particularly think they're sure that it's butter before Pesach. Long brackets here. We got Machok Sifkan designed to Chadvara and Shem Chayil, which that's the task. Mashkas Magabam Sofki Sifkan you give Hashem Rashba. Now which Magabam named Rashi the Achashot Tia Pas Loch Yam Mechabizu. If you after you remove the bread from the wine, you took wine from this barrel, beer behind Achim mixed with the wine, the Nesa Kulo, that all becomes Asra and Sham. This is definitely excessive chumra. Because we know that the chametz would have been nullified from before Pesach. Which would nevertheless pass in Rabbi Abraham. And Bialacha writes that this happens to the Arukh HaShulchan. This thing the Rambam has nothing to do with Chayt Near, because here it's also going to everybody. So Arukh HaShulchan holds it's mutter according to everybody. Okay, back to Arukh HaShulchan. In the brackets, there's Basvile, the Chayt Near, not Kamosh Kosev Shem Mashach. The Rashba is in Chayim in New York, but accommodated with Sinch Chavdal. Hey, you should call Poem Ashkas Moir Alocha. I'm not sure there's a typo there, by the way. He says in Rashba. He says, and then you see Chavdal, you should call Poem Ashkenaz, or Poem in Germany. Moir Alocha, the Chayim in there, we say that the Chametz does not wake up in Pesach. Graz B'tshuva. Tanya says, Kosti Kadir, She'ena Chayim in there, feel Yavish, Yavish, even dry by dry, we don't see Chayim in there. Yuches, mean a tray mashu. You have two mashus. A pot which came also because it came in contact with a mashu of chametz. Another makter mashu k'leches, and something from this pot fell into another pot. Yesh matir, those who say only answer the first pot mashu, not the second pot. That's the tats. But Rabbi Chukin knows many people argue this. Even those who are permitted, low itir b'davar they did not permitted by a moist substance. Shenes Ramashu, which came also in a mashu. Shishbach means over acher. Shen got spilled into another moist wet mixture. The perception the gamma sheni yesh mashu, because then in that case it's clear that even in the second mixture there's something. Achav gush to tell you about something which is a block. Such as a piece of meat which is suffused with chametz. The nest of mashu is also go with mashu. This is not so suffused, but as a mashu, and a mashu of this piece, which also itself a mashu, fell to another pot. Think of the nest of a mashu, something which became usher on the basis of a mashu. Doesn't have the power less or a mashu to answer other entities with a mashu. Those argue answer. So in this case as well, say a mashu can cause a mashu, can cause a mashu. The baskin that double mashu is not a heter. The brackets it says, but your rabbi Simon says, "Can have masking mataz chatichas neser mashu shavatav shil acher sheish rov negdo." If you have a piece which a mixture got mixed up also in mashu, and then you found a piece in this mixture fell into another mixture where there's a robe against it. The Messiah chalatira me'ar tavshil, remove that piece from the cooked dish, tavshil kosher, and the cooked dish is permitted. Mishar Tzion says the Pimagam says definitely should be matter by no. But when we have same rubem and he has simchas yotiv, you can be matter even to eat. Your test over the reicha. In terms of fragrance, if the fragrance of chametz forbids, in terms of whether a fragrance is like substance, tafshil in terms of a cooked dish, yesh chametz. The one cooked dish has chametz and it's cooked with other cooked dishes. The haya mutar b'sharisun. Those who lenient in places where they will be lenient with other prohibitions. Those who say we have to make because maybe there's at least a mashu. Simply where there's issue of fragrance, which is not applied to other prohibited substances. And quote from the Ramah. A small oven which doesn't hold 12 esronim, and it's closed. And the chametz matzah both open inside the oven. But you have it here, but you have by other prohibitions. In this case, the people are maching by chametz not to be matzah. I would try to go in a large oven. I feel even the dishes are open. Or because small, and one of them is closed. No issue with chametz either. I skipped bread. I'm sorry, I skipped. Upas. In bread, the poskim wrote, there's no fragrance going emanating from bread. Not type fragrance which answers. If you cook matzah and chametz in the same oven, even if it's a small oven, it's awesome and close, so it doesn't pass the chametz. Here at least says Arukh HaShulchan cooked on one platform on one surface. It's also mitam acher. It's also another reason. Sherovet bolem pass chametz because the layer that level absorbs from the bread which is chametz. The matzah bolem merovet and the matzah will then be boleh from that pan or whatever they're using. Need the b'shari sum lagajes that true, but the don't take it so far like it's not by not. But there's a mashu with my pesach or machmer. Chain zeo mi chametz l'matzah, so to a steam which comes up from chametz l'matzah have a mashu, a kaponim, at least a mashu always in there forbids. Fire there so see when celebration musham in the shari so chashash possess only issue by pesach, not by anything else.